Alright guys, hi, welcome to our second yoga video. So obviously we're going to just try and add on to what we've done in the first one. This one looking a little bit more at core and upper body strength, as well as some lunges looking at leg stability, but more in a linear plane. So we're going to start with a little bit of mobility work again to warm up. You can always add on anything from the other sessions to increase the program to an hour session if you want, or you can cut and paste it and put that together with some of the other performance sessions that you've done with Tim and Ollie. Alright, so once again we'll start with a nice inhalation, reaching the arms up. And as you bring the arms up, what I want you to think about as we go through the practice is thinking about drawing across the body but also lengthening up. So we're trying to create space from the bottom of the waist and the top of the hips here, okay? So we're trying not to sink into these joints. With our foot placement, we're making sure that our feet are evenly spread onto the mat, so we're grounding down with our big toe. And watch whether the knees are coming in or rolling out too much. So we want to spread the weight evenly from forefoot to heel, okay, from the front of the foot to the back. And try to make sure that these knees, anything we do, are tending to trap between your fourth and little toe. Okay, so you'll know if there are weaknesses here because you'll see your knees coming in or rolling out. Okay, so it will just take time to strengthen those muscles. Softening through the knees, and we're lengthening up through the front of the body, tucking the tailbone under, so I'll go side on for this. So as you tuck under, try and just think about not pushing forward too much or over accentuating through the back. It's finding a position where the back feels comfortable. While we do this, try and clench the glutes just a little bit to support the lower back area here, the lumbar, because it's a very flexible area, it's easy to bend into this. And then we're lifting up through the chest. Try not to flare the rib cage, so tuck the rib cage in, and then roll the shoulders up and down. So we're thinking with the shoulder blades, the back of the shoulder blades or the tip of the shoulder blades should come up into a V, okay, as we round them down. All right, so when you inhale, reaching the arms up, as we're walking it through the legs, watch these shoulders coming up towards the ears and think about lengthening the arms up towards the ceiling. All right, so we've done this one on the other video. It's really nice because it just helps to work through the feet, helps to get some really nice length through the trunk, and at the same time just warming up through the shoulders. So imagine you've got something above you in the ceiling, some straps, and starting to take the arms up there. Okay. So this time what I want you to do is I want you to take the arm over towards your right, okay? Coming back up and over towards your left. So on an inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, come over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come over. So as you go through this, with these videos, I'm just going to concentrate on deep inhalations and exhalations through the nose and the mouth. But if you're more advanced in your yoga practice, then come into your yoga breathing. Okay, now this time as we come over, we're going to circle, bending the knees, bringing ourselves forward, and then slowly building up through the spine. Inhale, lengthen up, and then exhale over towards your left, hinging at the hips, folding forwards. And then once again, stack the joints. Inhale, reaching up, over towards your right, folding it forwards, stacking through the joints again, and then inhale, reaching up, over towards your left. So I want you to do maybe 4 more of these. We'll keep the flow of the movement going. Watch the shoulders, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Keep the length through the side of the body as you fold forward. Once again, stacking all the way up. Inhale up, over towards the left. And then the last 2. So as you stack, keep the chin on the chest and then raise the head at the last minute. Coming over, folding it all the way forward, lengthening up. Good, reaching the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Each time try and reset yourself through the shoulders. And then once again, folding it forward. Inhale, reach it all the way up, good. And then here, we're just going to take the arms up and practice some little bits of some pelvic tilt. So draw the shoulders away from the ears. Okay, and then we're going to take the arms a little bit wider into a cactus position. Try and think that you've got a flat wall behind you and you're trying to aim to get the wrists, the forearms and the back of the hands against that wall. Okay, now from there, as you tuck under, lift up, lengthen the arms away from you, stretch the arms out, and then we're going to take some nice wide circles this time, circling the arms backwards and then bringing it forward. So really think you can add a little knee bend in with this as you bring it up and over, actually circling those arms nice and wide, bringing it up and over, good. Okay, now this time take those arms behind you. So I interlock the hands here. It doesn't matter this time which interlock you do. Tuck the tailbone under, lifting up. Once again, draw the rib cage in. And then as you come forward, we're going to round through the back. I'll do this one side on actually. So you're bringing the hands forward. Now this time change the interlock. So this time I've got my left over my right. And then as I come forward, my left hand is in front, my right hand is back. So tuck the tailbone under here, drop the shoulders. And then we're just going to work through these movements, bringing the right hand in front. So we're stretching the chest and then obviously stretching through the upper back at the same time. Okay, so take it back, lengthen, draw it forward, and again take it back, and then left one forward. Good, and one more each side, back, bringing the right hand in front. So whichever finger is on top, that hand comes in front each time. Okay, now this time as you come forward, lift it all the way up, take the arms up and out to the side, and then this time we're going to work on the obliques. So we're going to do a little isolation move. So you're keeping your hips where you are, lift the waist up away from the hips, tuck the tailbone under, and with this move we're bringing the rib cage over the hips. So you're moving side to side, try and keep the hips where they are. Okay, and then when you're ready, you're going to add an arm out to the side. So 2, 3, 4. If you do this in a mirror, you can just see whether the hips are level or whether you're moving one hip forward and one hip back. So move the rib cage, move the arm. So if you're trying to get this one to begin with, you just maybe stick to using the rib cage, moving the rib cage. And as you become and want to take it more advanced, then you can start lengthening the arms away from you. Okay, and 2, 3, 4. So these movements are really good because often in yoga we go straight into these sun salutations that are pretty hard on the body. So it's really good to just get a little bit of aerobic work, a little bit of mobility work coming in first, just to get the joints warmed up, to get the blood flowing around the body, to just get you mentally prepared for doing your exercise session really. So that's what we're trying to build here. Okay, so bringing the feet back together, just going to work a little bit more into the lower body this time. So we're taking some hip rotations, so some gates we call it, so rotating the legs out to begin with. So this is where the core is really important. Balance in yoga is all about core, okay? So we're trying to think about drawing across and lengthening up. So if you're struggling to balance here, often that's going to be easier on a more stable surface if you're on a carpet, okay? It's also going to be easier if you just slow those movements down and don't make those movements so big or so high. Okay, so let's bring that leg in. Alright, this time circling in. So you choose how many rotations you want to do. Anything from 8 to 10 is fine. Alright, so as you circle those legs in, and then from there, we're just going to walk the feet in and out. So just building up through the calves a little bit, or working through the calves, warming up through the calves a little bit more. Okay, so from here, we're going to take a nice inhale, reaching the arms up, and then we're just going to do a few little forward bends. So we're going to lengthen forward, hinge at the hips, so anything we do, we're going to think about tucking the tailbone under, okay? Lifting up, hinging at the hips, soften the knees, take the hands towards the floor. Just move on that. Okay, and then inhale, lifting up. And then as an exhale, I want you to keep the hands on the floor and I want you to just walk those feet in and out. So just lengthening and strength through the back of the legs a little bit more. So we're going to add on to this one. So keep the knees nice and soft. Pull the belly button in, and then this time we're going to drop and raise. Okay, lifting and lowering through the back of the legs. Just warming up through the backs of the hamstrings. Trying to release through the shoulders. And just working a little bit through the backs of the legs as well. Okay, on this next one, what I'm going to ask you to do is to step your left foot back. Okay, and this time we're going to go into more of a rocking and rolling action. So from here, we're going to drop the back knee to the floor. Alright, I'll do it this way down. So from here, and either hands on your hips, you're just going to work through the back leg, rocking and rolling here. Dropping into the front knee. Okay, sorry, dropping into the back knee and then lengthening the front leg. If you want to take it a little bit further, you're going to drop your hands either side of that right leg. And this time, lifting up through the back foot, rocking and rolling here. So only do this if you feel comfortable with having your hands obviously either side of your leg and knowing that you're being able to extend the leg as much as you can. Alright? The front and the back knee. And then trying to keep the hips level as much as we can here as well. So try not to drop towards your back knee. Okay, then we're going to change sides. We're going to bring it in again. This time take the right foot back, left foot forward. Same thing. So either knee on the floor, rocking and rolling here. So if you're just starting out, this might be an easier one to use. If you're going to be a little bit more advanced, take the hands either side of that left foot, and then we're going to drop the right knee, raising the left leg. Okay, 2, good, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, closing. Okay, now from here, inhale, step that left foot back to join that right foot. And we're going to drop it down, knees, chest and chin. And we're going to snake it forward, coming up into a baby, into a cobra. And then we're going to push the bottom back towards the heels, and we're going to do the same again. So a little bit more flow work, working through the shoulders, trying to look at some basics towards the sun salutation movement patterns. So lifting, chest just skimming the floor, lifting all the way up, rounding through the upper back, and once again coming forward, lifting up, rounding through the upper back. Okay, here. If you want to be really hardcore, then you can take the knees off the ground. But all the time we're trying to build that length through the shoulders, pushing the hands into the ground. Good, and last one. And then from here, as we skim it forward, we'll come forward into our baby cobra. So we're going to lift the hands off here. Once again, like I showed you in the other video, try and remember to keep those hip bones into the mat. Tuck the tailbone under. Make sure you come up onto the tops of the feet. And you lift the knees just off the floor. Also here, you can just work your chest a little bit further forward. You'll probably find you've got a tiny little bit more length to play with there. Bring the hands up and off the ground, lifting up and then lowering down, and then you can start to work the hands a little bit wider, just to do a few warm-up exercises into the lower back. As you do this, you can lift one arm at a time, back to the centre, opposite arm, back to the centre. So try and keep the hands, the elbows and the wrists at a right angle to the shoulder, lifting and lowering. You can choose whether you move your head with the hand here or whether you keep the head pointing forward, and then go into doubles. So here 1 and 2, lifting, 3, 4, And if you want to on this next one, just go and take the hands back by your side. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Good. Then bring your left hand a little bit more back towards your knees. And then push the bottom back as you start to lengthen that right shoulder down to the ground. And you'll probably start to feel this muscle now start to bite. Soften the elbow a little bit, but try and lift your forearm, your right forearm up from the floor. And then as you inhale, you lift up, roll the shoulders away from the ears, and exhale as you draw that bottom back towards your heels, lengthening the arm underneath that left arm. Inhaling and exhaling here as you go. So with this one, just allow the shoulder to release. As it releases, you'll probably feel that you can get it a little bit further underneath. And then we're going to inhale, come all the way up. We're going to take the same on the other side. So remember, rather than going at a right angle, you're threading the arm up towards the right wrist, turning the palm up here. Inhale, lift up. So draw the belly button up away from the thighs, and then as you exhale, you may have to rearrange yourself here. Keep tucking the tailbone under, but start to work that left arm underneath, stretching through into the upper part of your deltoid, your lats and your upper trapezius, okay? You draw that arm through underneath that right hand. So you lift up through the left forearm, soften the left elbow a little bit, because we want to work more towards the belly of the muscle. So if we lock muscles or we lock joints, it means that we can't really stretch them, allow the muscle to actually gain any flexibility. So we're trying to keep the muscle active by actually keeping the joints bent a little bit, okay? If you lock them out, they don't have to really do anything, which is good if we're balancing, all right? Okay, now from there, bring yourself back into the centre. Inhale, come up. And then from there, we're just going to work through the backs of the legs. We're going to pedal the feet out and start to work into that down dog. So spread your fingers nice and wide on the mat, okay? Contrary to popular belief, make sure that it's comfortable with the hands, so have the hands slightly wide of the mat, and make sure that the middle finger takes forward, and we're also pushing down into the mat with the thumb and the first finger. Soften the elbows, and then start to work the head and neck in between the arms. Keep the backs of the legs as soft as we need. Lift up through the chest, and imagine that you've got a rope around your waist, pulling you diagonally up and back towards the ceiling, okay? If your your legs can go towards the floor, really try and push back into the Achilles, into the back of the heel here, and spread your weight evenly from your forefoot towards your heel. Ground down with those big toes, bend those knees, inhale, lift up. Good, and then from there, exhale, come forward into plank. So we'll change the position again, and then we'll push it back into down dog and forward into your plank. So we'll just do a couple of these, lifting and lowering. And then if you want to add a little bit more of a core element in, as we come forward, we're going to draw right knee to right elbow, back into down dog, left knee to left elbow, back into down dog, right knee to right elbow, left knee to left elbow. So with the breathing here, exhale as you draw in, navel to spine, inhale as you send that leg back, and we're going to aim for 10 of these, alternating sides, okay? So these type of moves are really good because yoga is a lot about core strength. A lot of the postures demand a really good strength through your trunk, so through your core. This one, start with your hands, your belly onto your thighs, come into your squat. Lengthen the arms forward, so level with the ears. tuck the belly button under and then lift up through the chest, lengthening through the front of the body. So you should be in the right position here. Okay, now lift up through your right leg, and then from here we're going to send that right leg back for one, and we're going to send it in, and we're going to send it back again for two, and then we're going to bring it in. We're going to send it back for three, and then we're going to bring it in, 4. So you've got to really spread your toes here on your supporting leg, your left leg. And on your 5th one, we're going to step that right leg back. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Oh, sorry here. So keep your back foot slightly to the side of your front foot to give you a better base of support, okay? And then from here, we're going to reach up towards the ceiling, lifting it all the way up. And then from there, we're going to drop into a twisted lunge. So we're going to come down for 1. We're going to come up, down for 2. And again, come down for 1. Bring it up. And then we're going to rotate it down. And again, bringing it up, down, lifting it up, sending it down. And again. And one more. Okay, on this next one, come down, take your twisted lunge, push that back leg back, and we're going to bring that right elbow on the outside of that left leg. Now you can bring your left hand into prayer position to join it. If you want to take it further, we're going to reach the right hand to the ground and take that left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhaling and exhaling here. So aim to hold this for 5 counts. Deep inhalations and exhalations through the nose and mouth. Or vinyasa breath if you're used to yoga. So on an inhale, you lengthen, exhale, twist. And then we're going to bring you back to the centre. Lifting those arms all the way up. Inhaling here. And then on an exhale, we're going to step this back leg forward. We're going to... rotated warrior. Well done. If you want to take this one further, you can bring your left hand on the inside of that right leg, open out through that right arm. And really start to lengthen the arm away towards the ceiling. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, guys. And try and watch this right knee. So try and bring the right knee in line with that right ankle. Try not letting him roll in. 5 deep breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling all the time. And then on the next inhale, bring yourself forward. Come all the way up. And then from there, we're going to step that left foot forward. So we're going to bring it forward here. So it's always going to be harder to balance on a carpet or an unstable surface than it is on a wooden floor. But from there, as we bring that leg forward, we're going to extend that left foot back. Really try and stabilise yourself through this right leg. And then we're going to bring your right hand to the floor, slightly to the side and in front of that right foot. And then we're going to rotate through that left hip, lengthening your left arm up towards the ceiling. Okay. Into your Ardha Chandrasana. So make sure your left foot slightly in front of you, so like a little banana shape. Lift up through the left hip, lengthen through the left arm. And if you feel more stable, you can begin to balance. Bring yourself slowly back to the centre, back to level. Inhale, reach it all up. Exhale, step the legs a little bit wider apart and then let it all go. Inhale up, exhale, release. Inhale up, exhale, release. Inhale up, exhale, release. Good, well done guys, and we'll bring it all the way in. shake everything out. And we'll finish with one sun salutation. So inhale, reach the arms up, tuck the tailbone under. Exhale, swan dive the hands to the floor, forehead to knee. Inhale, lift up and lengthen. And then from here, navel to spine, exhale, step or jump back into plank. And lower from here, knees, chest and chin, okay, or chaturanga, rolling forward into your up dog, okay, or baby cobra. So here, baby cobra. Inhaling here, exhale, lifting up through the front of the chest, pushing the bottom back to your heels, coming into your child pose before you move forward, tuck the toes under, into your down dog. Inhaling and exhaling here. And just let everything release now. 5 nice breaths, lifting up and exhaling through. 3. And inhale, lift and lengthen. 4. And 5. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, step or jump the feet towards the hand. Inhale, lifting up and lengthening. Exhale, forehead to knee. And then from here, soften the knees. Remember earlier we took hold of the sitting bones, so really try and send that bottom up towards the ceiling. And then slowly start to build all the way up to the spine, chin to chest, and then gently beginning to lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, release. Good, and then just release it all down. Okay, well done guys. Thank you for coming today. And namaste.